The reason why Charlie told Warnya step by step was because he was afraid that he would suddenly call her out, or tell her that he was behind her and scare her. After all, she has been walking alone in this deep mountain and old forest for so long. If he suddenly appears without any psychological preparation, she will definitely be shocked. Therefore, Charlie chose to guide her step by step, let her know that he was in Japan, Tokyo, and Nishitama, and then told her that he was behind her. When Warnya heard Charlie's words, she immediately turned back subconsciously. Really? She found that a familiar figure was standing about 10 meters away behind her. That familiar figure is exactly Charlie, the man about whom she was thinking at a critical moment. Warnya's heart was almost ecstatic. She didn't even dare to dream that Charlie would really appear here suddenly. At this moment, Warnya's heart was completely filled with touch and happiness. She choked in her heart. Master actually came to rescue me, at such a late time, at such a distance. He appeared in front of me within a few hours. This is simply a movie. Here is the supreme treasure with colorful auspicious clouds. He came, my position in his heart must be very important. Thinking of this, her whole emotions were completely immersed in extreme touch, and she cried out, "Master!" After speaking, she ran towards Charlie. Charlie was afraid that she would fall down on the mountain road, so he hurriedly walked 2 steps. As soon as she arrived, Warnya plunged into Charlie's arms, crying, and said, "Master, I'm not dreaming, am I really you? You really came to save me." Charlie patted her back lightly and comforted her. "You are not a dream, it's really me, I'm here to save you." Warnya cried with rain, and whimpered. "Master, I thought I would never see you again in this life." Charlie asked her, "Did you take the pill that I gave you?" Warnya nodded as if pounding garlic, hugged Charlie, and said on his shoulder, "I have always listened to you and carried the medicine next to my body. After the car I was sitting in fell off the cliff, I immediately took the medicine. I took it. Fortunately, I had the medicine. Otherwise, Master might not see me." Charlie sighed softly and said, "The medicine was given to you to use for emergencies, but I have never hoped that you would really use it. I didn't expect it to be like this today." Warnya choked with grateful gratitude. "Master, the greatest fortune in my life is to know you. If it weren't for you, I might have already passed away. All your great kindness, I can't repay in my life." Warnya has always been very grateful to Charlie. In the beginning, her room was accidentally hid by mistake, and she accidentally formed a feng shui bureau of trapped dragons. The whole person's fortune was consumed rapidly, and her life was even endangered. If it hadn't been for Charlie to resolve it in time, she might have already died by accident. Not to mention, Charlie helped her take the position of Song family patriarch step by step. Today, she is facing such a big death crisis in Japan, and she is completely dependent on the medicine he gave her to be able to turn the danger into a breeze. Now, Charlie has traveled thousands of miles at night to rescue her in the mountains of Japan. His kindness has already made Warnya grateful. What's more, she loves Charlie deeply in her heart, so at this moment, she regards Charlie as a beloved person more important than her own life. Warnya even had an idea deep in her heart. She felt, "From today onwards, I am willing to do anything for Master. Even if he asks me to die immediately, I will be willing to die for him without complaining." Charlie didn't know Warnya's inner activities at this time. He just kept comforting her with a gentle tone. "Warnya, between you and me, don't say thank you, let alone any great kindness. You are my friend. I save you, it is the only right thing, not to say that you are in Japan, even if you are in the fierce mountains. I will never say anything to stop myself." Charlie was expressing to Warnya his steadfastness towards friends and friendship, but he did not expect that these words in Warnya's ears would become the most moving emotional expression in the world. At this moment, she even loved Charlie to the bone, even willing to hug him so tightly and rub her whole B0 dye into his bones. Her heart was full of love and touch for Charlie, her brain heated up and she immediately stood on her toes and kissed his lips. This is Warnya's second kiss of Charlie. It was also the second kiss in her life. Her lips were cold and there was a faint salty taste in her tears, which made Charlie feel distressed. Warnya kissed Charlie, holding him tighter with her hands. At this moment, how much she longed for time to stop, so that she and her beloved man can stay in this beautiful moment forever. Even if this life comes to an abrupt end, she is already satisfied. Unfortunately, the reality is not a fairy tale. When she was immersed in the kiss, the sound of a helicopter roared from a valley not far away. Charlie hurriedly turned his head and looked. 3 helicopters lined up in the sky. At the nose of the helicopter, 3 high-power searchlights were shining back and forth in the valley. Charlie hurriedly said to her, "We can't stay here for a long time, now all the police in Tokyo are looking for you." Warnya hurriedly said, "Master, the police are looking for me. I happened to call the police." Charlie frowned slightly and asked her, "You want to call the police?" "Yes." Warnya said categorically, "The truck that hit my car was obviously premeditated, and it came to kill me, after all," Warnya said with red eyes, very angry, and said, "These bastards just want to kill me and rush to me, but they want to implicate the innocent. My 2 assistants and the driver I have are all." Speaking of this, Warnya suddenly couldn't control her emotions. She choked with sadness. "The 2 have been with me for so long. They have been doing business with me. They will accompany me on a business trip to Japan for the new year. Take them to have fun in Tokyo. I didn't expect them." At this time, Warnya couldn't speak anymore, and cried out sadly. Charlie hurriedly comforted her. "Warnya, don't worry, they will not die in vain." Warnya nodded heavily, wiped away her tears, and resolutely said, "So I want to call the police. Let the police catch the black hand behind the scenes, bring them to justice, and avenge my people." Charlie shook his head and said seriously, "You are unfamiliar with the place where you were born in Tokyo. The alarm will not do any good, but only alert them." Warnya hurriedly asked, "Master, what do you mean, don't call the police anymore?" "Yes." Charlie nodded and said, "Warnya, we still don't know whether someone in Japan wants your life or someone in China wants your life. Therefore, calling the police in Japan will not solve anything. If you believe me, leave it to me to deal with this matter. I will find it out, and give you an explanation about the death of the 3.